Hello guys, welcome to my March 2021 plan with me. This theme that we're doing is of course plants, and as you can see here, I have a little swatch sheet because I still don't have water. I live in Texas, went through the winter weather storm and whatnot, and I had the whole power outage and everything, and the power's back on, but water's still off because, some people have their pipes still bursted in my apartment complex. So no water. So I was going to use Arteza water brush pens that I have, and I swatched them on the swatch sheet, and they were a little too vibrant for me. And you can see that girl that I drew there. She's kind of streaky, just coming straight from the brush pen, so I didn't like that. So I tried using the Pentel water, I guess travel brush pen, whatever you call it. Still had some water in there before the water went out in my place. So I was like, I'll just use this. So I took the Arteza watercolor brush pens and just I don't know what's the proper word, like smeared them on the palette there, and used my Pentel watercolor brush pen for a more controlled swatch onto this girl that I'm drawing here. But anyways, so we're at our cover page here, and she has a pot of plants, and she's looking down, and of course I found an image of a girl on Instagram. I think her YouTube name and Instagram name is Fusion of Curls. I could be wrong. I might be wrong. I might insert a photo, and I liked how the photo looked and decided to copy it. The only thing I changed was her hairstyle. Her hair was up in like a kind of bun with a scarf type deal, but I decided to attempt doing Bantu knots for this girl. So that's what we got going on. And she's just looking lovingly down, and she looks like she's at peace with her plants, and I would like to be at peace with this new month that we're going to enter, because February in Texas 2021, that winter weather, that was something. It was snowmageddon over here. It was pretty to look at on Sunday. It was a nice little Valentine's Day treat. I like snow because we don't get it a lot, so it's a wonder to see it when it comes like once a year in Texas, here in North Texas. And it was beautiful, and it was dropping down, on Sunday, and I was like, no, nice. And we got our dusting. I was like, that's nice. They're telling us that we were going to get 4 to 6 inches. I was like, where? And then, lo and behold, a few hours later, we sure did get that 4 to 6 inches. And it might not be nothing to you guys up north, but that was quite a lot. And I still thought it was pretty at the time. Again, Sunday, not much was going on except it was snowing. None of the craziness, at least in my area, had happened yet. I still had my heater going. We had gotten notifications earlier on the week prior from or at least for me, from my apartment complex people, as well as my electricity people, saying conserve your energy or whatever, your heat that you'll be using, as we will be experiencing a winter storm. And I was like, no biggie. I'm just going to keep it at 74 degrees, which is where I've had it at. They said to keep it at 68. I was like, for where? It's cold. And I had power up until Monday morning. I was getting into work. I work from home, and I had an internet outage, so I couldn't even get into work. So I was like, great. And then 9:13 a.m. in the morning, boom, power went out. I was like, okay, nothing new here. They did say that would happen. And they're talking about rolling blackouts and whatnot to control, the grid here. That's a lie. But at the time, it was Monday. It just went out for me. I was like, I'm just going to sit it out and see. It started to get cold. I at least waited until like around 3:30 on Monday before I was like, okay, bruh, it's cold, and they're not turning on anything. What rolling blackout? It shut out at 9:13 and it's 3 o'clock. They're not turning it back on. So I was like, I'm gonna go to my dad's place. He still has power for the time being, and actually by the time I got my stuff ready and put my stuff together and just to go spend the night at his place, and I got into my car, turned my car on to thaw out, he called and said his power went out. And I was like, great. And I was like, well, I already have all my stuff. Might as well be with somebody and not be in the dark by myself. So I braved the roads because the roads were also icy and it was ridiculous. But I just drove super slow and went to his place. And and he didn't really get power back on Monday until maybe around 6 o'clock. And that only lasted about an hour, but better than my situation because I heard that ours didn't get back on until Wednesday, around 6 p.m. in the morning, 6 p.m. In the evening. So his came on a lot more than mine came on. So I just was better staying with him. But it was crazy. I hadn't experienced that before. A lot of people hadn't experienced that before. It was just, I don't know what happened there with the electricity, how they claimed that they were doing rolling outages. There was no rolling outages. Some places still had power. Other places, the pipes were bursting. Y'all have seen it. You guys have watched the news at this point, and seen as what has happened. And today's Sunday, a week later, is where I'm doing this voiceover and hopefully get this out right after I'm done. Y'all, it's 73 degrees and all the snow is melted. All the ice is melted. Snow where? Oh, my goodness, this is Texas for you. It looks like none of the events occurred about 4 or 5 days ago that happened. I still have my water out, which is ridiculous. Like, it's ridiculous. My dishes are piled up. I don't even want to tell you about the toilet situation. Like, oh my God. TMI. Anyways, they said that they'll get it back on tomorrow. So here's to hoping. We're coming to the end of the cover page of this girl. I hope it's looking nice to you guys, as I could have done better, but I like how she came out at the same time anyways, especially with the Bantu knots. I kind of made it sketchy-ish, or as loose as I could. And I do come back later to define her dress a little bit more, and the leaves too, and put some more lines in the leaves as well. So again, it's March is what I'm doing, and the word for the month of March is breathe. Something I need to do now because my God, the last few days. Anyways, I'm not gonna get more into it. And I put this here and I absolutely hated it, and it came back later on too, to change or at least clean up the streak. I just didn't like the streak. It looked messy to me. Some people like it, but I don't. So personal preference. So that is how my cover page for March looks. So now we're getting into the next page, and this time I'm actually doing a full-ish page of a calendar. The last 2 months were like a tiny little calendar on one page, and I didn't mind it. I'm just giving this a shot and seeing how I like it. I liked how it came out when I completed it, and I might stick with it too. I don't know, for me, I would really love to condense a whole year's worth of bullet journaling into one journal. So I would like to have all 12 months in this one journal, but I don't know. It feels like I'm already getting the halfway point with this journal, which I don't like splitting up a year into 2 journals, but it is what it is. As long as it's cohesive, I guess. So what I'm doing here is writing March out, and I have a little notes section and a goals section, and just drawing a few doodles here and there with plants, and some plants down there too. I don't even know what those are. It looked plantish, so I was like, we're just gonna do that there. And I have my key right next to it, and of course, again, it's events, bills, appointments, which I think is that the right acronym? I don't think that's the right acronym. Oh well. And paid. So I'm just writing out the numbers here, and I'll probably like color out those empty blocks with maybe something green, or maybe put some more plants there or something. I kept the calendar itself super minimal. I wanted it to kind of look like one of those grid bar looking things that you like hang on the wall and you could like put plants on or something. It's reminiscent of that. I didn't really do much to it, but yeah, I just wanted to keep it minimal. And yeah, so just doing some more doodling for the plants, and I'm gonna add some washi tape, just to bring some color into this page. Yeah, that is my calendar page. I think it came out pretty nice. Looks good to me. So, move on to the next page. And I reserved this page here for my book reviews. I am trying to read 2 books a month. I'm actually trying to do more than that, but not failing at it, just would like to be a little bit quicker than where I'm at right now. And on the other page, I have new finds, and it's split into 4 sections with music, shows, books, and other. And below the bottom half of that page is my habit tracker. And I'll just be following water, exercise, reading, of course. And I had vitamins there, but I decided to turn that into pray because I need to work on that. So yeah, that's what I have going on for my habits that I'd like to track for the following month. And right next to the pray habit is just some more plant doodles that I got going on. That'll just bring some color into this page. In terms of the book review, I have had it smaller before, like half of a page, but I decided to make it bigger. And that is what I got going on this page, and I'll just leave it to the music to let me finish the rest of this spread on this page. All right, we are coming up on the end of this spread here. I did initially leave the books page empty, and but when I go back through the flip through, I'll like kind of color out those 2 blocks there. So don't be alarmed when you see it colored when we go back. So on the next page, we do have our mood tracker here, and on the other side is a gratitude page. And I'm just here using Crayola super tips to find what colors I want to use for the mood tracker page. And all I did on this page was doodle a bunch of like plant looking things, I don't know, and just outlined it. And I think there's 31 individual like leaves or little puffball thingies in there. There might be one more or one less. I'll go back and count it later, but I think there's 31. And it doesn't look like it just looks like a nice little doodle page of leaves and whatnot, and I think it came out pretty nice. Now just kind of color it in as the days go. I might go back and put like days on there, so because sometimes I do miss a couple of days and come back and fill it out if I remember how I felt that day. But yeah, that's what I got going on for that page, and I think it came out pretty nice. Let me know what you think in the comment section. And then on the other side, I just simply have a gratitude page. I see quite a few YouTubers, bullet journal YouTubers do this as well, and this month, February that we're in still, I had like a little affirmations one, and for the most part I've filled it out so far. So I wanted to give it a try with a gratitudes page, and I'm just gonna put a nice green streak on every other day, so it just looks visually pleasing, I guess, like more color in there, and add some washi tape at the bottom, and call it a day for this spread. Yeah. Moving on to our weekly spreads here that we got going on. And what I'm doing here on this page is I'm going to block them out to where it's my task page. And there's 15 there, and then at the end there's like another 15, but I split like the last one into the 30th and the 31st just to get the 31st in there. And in between I have my days of the week in here, and I'm just gonna cut those and do like a what is it called, a Dutch door, I believe, and have 2 like little pictures that I drew out, or doodles that I drew out on the sides. You'll see how it looks when as the video goes, but yes, you can see the end here that I'm doing the other 16 tasks, and I'll just write them out as the days go throughout the month. And like I said before, I don't really have a lot of tasks to do per day, so I don't need a big of a page to have my tasks written out. You see me cutting up the days of the weeks here, just shortening it to the Dutch door, and I'm just rounding out the ends there with this fun little cutter thing that I got. And yes, you can see it cut to a lot of things filled out because my phone was dying and I let it charge and I couldn't help myself. So I filled out the days using a stamp and then writing out the numbers. And I wrote out the numbers there using a Crayola super tip. I thought it would be a little bit more faded. I couldn't find my Mildliner, the gray one, so I went with the gray super tip. Hopefully it won't be too... what's the word I'm looking for? Too busy. And I got out like some pearlescent watercolor and used the green to color out these spreads here. And I'm just going to continue using my Arteza brush tips or watercolor brush pens and use my Pentel brush pen to make a smoother texture with doodling these leaves that are going to be on the ends of each page. So I have like a little drawing on each side that will be throughout the month for my weekly spread. And here's the end result for my weekly spread for the month of March. I think it came out pretty nice. It's unique. I might do this again for April as well. I just like super minimal. And yeah, let me know what you guys think. I think it looks pretty nice. And we're gonna move on to our final spread. Oh my gosh, I almost forgot about my little expense page. So of course I had to get that in real quick. So it's super minimal, nothing really fancy over here, just making my lines for my dates, items, and the money that I spent. And right below on the right side is my monthly review. And that is what is going to be the outcome of this spread. And yeah, that is it for my March bullet journal setup. I hope you guys enjoyed it. I think it came out super nice. And like I said, I did fill out her dress more and the leaves as well as a few other things. And I hope you guys like how it came out. I do. It's pretty minimal. I like the plants. I think it came out pretty nice. You guys let me know what you think in the comment section down below. I hope you like and continue to subscribe and share with others. I really enjoy looking at other people's spreads, and I hope you enjoy looking at mine as well, and look forward to my next one. Thank you guys.